Tēnā koe and welcome to my mid-year reflection. As you may tell, I'm wearing the same clothes as my final reflection and my philosophy. This is due to, at the time of the mid-year reflection, I was going through a really difficult time, one that I've already hinted at different stages. In terms of this mid-year reflection, I thought, well, I may as well reflect, reaffirm and reposition from what I learned through my personal experience, because at the time I pretty much took the end of term 1 and basically the whole of term 2 off due to being affected by the Christchurch shooting, which had a traumatising effect on me, and also going through a separation with my fiance and not having my stepchildren in my life anymore, which I'd brought up for the last 8 years. So I just thought I would reflect on that experience in terms of what learning I can bring from my personal experience into the work that I do with my students at Blends who are blind or have low vision. So in terms of reflect, consider how your practicum is going so far with the selected competency domain areas of focus. In terms of the planning that I had done, a lot of the feedback I had gotten from other practitioners was that I had too high expectations of myself, and I may have set goals too high, and that were almost like, the phrase came up a few times, stick to your knitting. So for example, I was trying to go a bit further out than what I was actually capable of, and that idea actually came through in my personal life as well. Like I guess I'm the personality type that enjoys helping other people, taking care of other people, quite nurturing, and I can be unrealistic about how much energy I have and where I'm putting that energy. And actually my principal even said to me during that time of difficulty, it's about being pragmatic, and that you can't go in too deep to all things in life, because I do have a hunger for learning, but it's not practical to look into every goal as deeply as what I was planning to, because what happens is your well-being, your thinking becomes distorted and you don't take care of yourself, and then you start kind of going along that track. So in terms of reaffirming, note specific ways in which your confidence and competence have grown. So during that time, I guess around March, April, I had really low confidence because I'd taken a term off, I had to go and see the doctor, I'd separated, I wasn't living in my home anymore, I'd attended the funerals for the Christchurch shooting, and I actually felt really disappointed in a lot of aspects of life. And I guess in terms of reaffirming and how this relates to my students is actually, in some ways it gave me insight into maybe how someone who has lost their vision might feel and the grief that they would go through, and how they might feel a bit ripped off by life, and that things aren't fair, and the loss of their dreams and of their goals. And gaining this insight, it's had implications for my practice, because it's meant that I really, I think I was empathetic before, but after going through, quite this experience where I do feel different afterwards, I maybe have a better understanding of what it's like to lose some of your dreams and to be disappointed in the world, and how this would affect my practice would be just to affirm that person and just to accept that they have those feelings, and to be kind and compassionate and just consistently be there, because I know they'll come out of it, and even I'll be able to share some of my own experience of losing my own dreams, like helping them to not feel alone. So in terms of reaffirming, I guess during that time I decided that the principal had asked me to do a special project at Waitaha Special School with a national assessment team, and I reaffirmed to myself that I wasn't going to lose this job. I wasn't going to quit study. With the support of my colleagues and with my lecturers and tutors, I reaffirmed that I was going to start off half a day a week and I would focus on Waitaha and the special school project, and that gave me some confidence because no one there knew what I was going through, and I was able for half a day a week to keep it together and actually deliver some really awesome PD. So I was so proud of myself. In terms of repositioning, consider whether there are ways in which you might modify your plan in order to maximise your growth and development. I did end up modifying my plan quite a lot. A lot of my goals changed, actually most of them did, and I just made it a bit simpler. So that means that I could spend, because I was so tired and coming back into full-time work and study in the third term meant that I had to be quite aware of my mental, physical, spiritual well-being, and I just decided that it was, like to maximize my growth and development, I actually just needed to rest and take it easy and to actually look at some of the artifacts that were already available within our own office area and to use those. And I guess that's kind of comes back to keeping it simple, and it's almost like, yes, shoot for the moon and you'll hit the stars, but at the same time it's all right to just like climb up a tree. Like, you don't actually have to do too much. It's much more important to kind of stick to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Like, you need to be well in order to do those things. So I hope that's just given you an insight to why I don't have I guess my mid-year reflection is not based on my practicum so far, but that was just due to all those personal things that were happening. So thank you for listening and watching.